I'm back.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Depression You Are Not Alone.com. Shannon is back.
I am. Hello.
Man, I don't know, it's kind of good and bad because last week we had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I had a party, we had celebrities here, strippers,
I
we
really
had the whole
missed out.
thing. Yeah, we had Matthew McConaughey pulled up in his Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just driving around in my Lincoln.
Oh,
Just
God.
driving and driving and driving.
You're nuts.
All right. I had to go out and tell him, hey, you want to move that Lincoln, get it out of the way, or he's blocking the whole driveway.
Yeah.
We knew it was his, right? It was like the only Lincoln in the driveway other than mine.
Well, with his name, with his autograph on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, naturally. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, evidently he just drives around in that thing all the time.
While you were out there playing with the squirrel family.
The squirrels.
He's either acting or he's driving around in his Lincoln.
I have been playing with squirrels a lot lately.
So so actually we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay,
Since
good.
you weren't here.
Well, that's nice.
But we'll have to.
Good to see I was missed.
Oh yeah, it was
So nice.
good times.
Yeah.
Put up a stage. We had a lot of entertainment. It was a blast.
Stripper pole over there in the
Oh,
corner.
Yeah.
gosh. Stripper poles.
That's how he hurt his shoulder. He was
yeah.
trying to.
Now it comes together.
He got upside down and fell, and it's a bit of a disaster. But everybody was so messed
We're
up.
kidding.
So last week we talked about televangelists.
Yes. I
Did
saw.
You got to see
I
that?
saw the absurdities.
Yes.
I did.
So actually we got two emails here. One is from Stan in Tennessee, who asked me, who are you to criticize televangelists? They are men of God. I don't know, freedom of speech, maybe one thing. Plus, they're thieves.
No.
So I have a right to say they're thieves.
Hang on.
And for you, Stan the man, I feel close to you right now, I feel so close to you. What you should do is you should sell everything you own, including your children, if you have any, and give all the money to the televangelists.
Oh, which selling your children is perfectly legal in the Bible.
Right, but I think that's what Stan should do. Right?
Yeah.
He believes in them. Sell your house, sell everything, give it to to a televangelist, or spread it out between a bunch of them. Whatever you want to do, just do that. And then Stan, well, I don't know if you'll be able to email me because you'll be so broke you won't even have a computer. But if you can figure out a way, go to the public library or something like that and send me an email on how that worked out for you. So we'll move on from Stan, who lives in Fantasyland. And another one from Crystal from Boardman. Thank you for last week's episode. It was entertaining, but disturbing as well. I looked up televangelists on YouTube as you suggested, and am beside myself that anyone would follow these people. Yeah, we're on the same page here, Crystal, right? How anybody would follow these people. Exactly. Why would anybody follow these people? It's absolutely insane. But again,
It's sad.
It is.
It's sad and it's disturbing.
Yes, because they don't say to people, "Oh, listen, if you're rolling in dough, right? You have so much money, give it to God."
Yeah.
They don't say that.
Yeah.
They say, "Are you ill? Do you have
Praying
cancer?
over certain
Have you lost your job? Are you in debt? If you're in debt, put it on your credit card."
and become more sad.
I don't know how there's nobody that sits there and says, did he just say that?
No.
That's my whole problem. What, I got to get another credit card now? Because mine are capped out. I don't have a penny left. I'm going to have to apply for another credit card to send God money. God's probably taking crypto now as far as I know, right? If you actually, wouldn't you agree if you go on Twitter, these people pushing crypto, you'd think God is taking crypto too. I mean, that's why so many of us block you guys, by the way, because you bombard us with links and none of us want to deal with that crap. So last week I had said that I am going to tell a couple of stories about when I was a kid, dealing with hatred, which I didn't understand. I was just 9, 10 years old, because my parents were from another country, so they had accents. I see you took the pen.
I did.
Probably better off for me than you did.
Yes, I took it.
So across the street, we had this older couple Oh, but again, I have to say this again, like I said last week. If you're the 19-year-old douchebag that thinks you're the conscience of social media and have decided that I'm not allowed to talk about this or even think it or feel it or anything because there are people who've been through worse than me. Again, I had a suggestion for you last week. It would apply to this week too. Because what you people really are bullies. Right? They go through through social media looking to attack people. Oh, you can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. No, can't say this, can't say that, because they decided that. You know?
Yeah.
It makes sense, right? Some douchebag
Oh,
who's
complete sense. Yeah.
never has been through anything, telling
Yeah.
people what they can or cannot
Yeah.
say or think or feel. You ought to be in the room with me and say that, and tell me I can't say or feel what what I've been through, right here in front of me, which won't happen. So this older couple lived across the street, and their grandson, I don't know if you remember, you probably don't remember, you were older than me, so you didn't. Anyway, grandson would come over on the weekends because there were issues at home. So the kid would come and
play.
spend the weekends, and we became friends. We were children. You know, he lived right across the street, so we would play together. And I remember him going inside for lunch. His grandmother would say, "Hey, you got to come in for lunch." And I was not allowed in the house. Because my parents were from another country. Now, how do I know that? Because he told me.
That's one way to find out.
Well, kids tend to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we don't know better.
Yeah.
So the grandparents told him I was probably 10, and he was a year younger. I think he was like 9. The parents told him he's not allowed in the house because his family's from another country. And he told me, he said, "Oh, you're not allowed in the house because my grandma said you're from another country." And I just, you know,
What can you say?
I was 9 or 10. I wasn't like, "What, really? What?" Well,
Yeah.
I just knew I wasn't allowed in the
Uh-huh.
house. And I accepted that, right?
Yeah.
So I remember sitting there. Now, folks, this is important. This is a memory that's 47 years old. It wasn't last week. I'm 57. I was about 10. So this is a 47-year-old memory that I haven't forgotten. I remember picturing that little boy sitting at their front door on the step, just sitting there doodling and looking at my house across the street, and waiting for him to come out of his house so we can play again.
So, when you weren't allowed in and you were told you're not allowed in the house because you're from a different country, what did your mom say?
I don't even know that I told my parents. I mean, you didn't think about that at that
Alright.
age. You just knew, okay, I'm not allowed in the house. You know, you're a little kid. You know, if it was today, I'd be like, okay, you know what you can do go do with yourself, you know, but when you're a kid,
Yeah, you don't know anything.
all you know is you're not allowed in the
Yeah.
house and why you're not allowed in the house. You can't really figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you don't have the capacity to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's confusing a bit, you know, a little hurtful. But like I said, I remember, especially in my teenage years, as those folks were still there, remembering that little boy just sitting there, like I said, doodling on the sidewalk, looking at my house, which he was allowed in my house. Everybody was allowed in our
Yeah.
house. Didn't matter what color you were or was gay or straight. My parents weren't like that. And just sitting there waiting for him to come out and come back out to play because, like I said, I wasn't allowed in the house. So,
Well, that's
my parents, my family were white. They were white. They were of European descent. My parents were Europeans,
yeah.
Portuguese.
Although, when our grandfather packed up the family and moved them from Rhode Island to Portugal, I think our grandmother might have been pregnant with our mother at that time.
Yeah, and our uncle was born here.
Yeah, two uncles and an aunt were born.
Two uncles and an aunt were born here in the United States, and
In fact, I got a story. Shorty, that's her mother. Her older brother, I remember when he first moved back, he wanted to buy a hunting rifle. So our father, we went to Sears. I went along. I was like 8 years old. And went down the basement. This is up in New York. And he wanted to buy a rifle. And the guy just, our father told him, no, he wants to buy a rifle. And he hadn't said a word. So the guy behind the counter goes to, he sees a miniature Jed Clampett.
Yeah, I remember
Which
what
is
it.
basically it. And right off the bat, he goes, well, you know you got to be a citizen to buy a gun. So our father just goes, okay, just show him your passport.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the passport, he's looking at Joe, he's looking at the passport. He walked out with a gun, and then him and his friends proceeded to decimate the deer population on Long Island.
Yeah, well.
And the rest is history.
Now I forgot what I was saying.
I don't know where to.
The asshole across the street.
So again, like I was saying, I pictured this little boy, especially as I became a teenager, because I would see those people. Now I'm not that 10-year-old little boy. Now I'm 14, 15, 16, 17, full of testosterone. Thinking, what I'd like to do, what I'd like to say to you people, what I'd like to say to you people. But we weren't raised like that. They were older than us. They were old enough to be my grandparents. So, you just bite your tongue, you forget it. They don't say hello to you. You don't say hello to them. It's like,
a bird once.
it's like we don't exist. Like we just don't exist. Don't get me wrong. If they ever came to me and never said anything at that point in my age, at that age, as a teenager, I would have just, verbally gone off on them at that point because I had no love for them.
No.
But I felt that just because of our parents being from a different country and having accents. Now, the funny thing is this. The only reason I even played with that little boy, their grandson, is because in his house, there were problems. I think it was alcoholism and all kinds of issues at home. So the kid would come to grandma's house, grandma and grandpa's house, to get out of his house. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, we didn't have those issues.
Yeah.
But yet they're superior to us. They were superior to us.
In their eyes, yeah.
But we didn't have those issues that their family had.
Right. Well.
So, you going to say something?
I really have nothing on that one. It's very.
But just you're different than us, so you're inferior.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed in our house. Now, the next door neighbor, that was the house across the street. Oh, the funny part is too, I ended up living in that house. We ended up owning that house.
Yeah, about the house.
And the property, the house next door, the duplex, I ended up buying that and owning that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how how life just works out. The house right next door to us. This was an interesting family. Another family that wouldn't say hello.
Talk about dysfunction.
Dysfunctional. You can find the most dysfunctional people and compare it to them. They go, okay, don't even put me in the same category with those people. Okay. It was a nightmare. Cops were over all the time. So anyway, again, I was a kid. Here I'm a little older. I'm probably 13. Now, these are people that don't talk to us.
Yeah.
Not even hello. They live next door to you for years.
Yeah.
Italian descent, right? Italian descent. We're also Portuguese. Portuguese, Italian, same thing. Believe me, it's all very similar. And he comes knocking on the door because his wife fell in the
And they've never talked to you,
tub.
never associated with you.
in the tub.
Private.
So he came and knocked on the door because he was desperate.
That must have hurt him.
Well,
No,
at that point, he didn't have a choice, right?
yeah.
So I answered the door and I went over there. Like I said, I was about 13 years old. And here's this naked old lady in the tub on the floor in the tub. I'm picking her up because he couldn't.
She needed help.
Picked her up, wrapped a towel around her, had to get her over the tub, walk her get her to her walker. She wasn't hurt, but once she fell, that was it. She's not getting up. And
So they were older.
Helped her up. Yes,
Yeah.
they were older. Helped her up. Again, that was a little traumatizing for me at that point, picking up this naked old lady off
Yeah,
the
but she
floor.
needed help, so.
Right, but that was a first for me, and it was like, you know, you're at that
We all
age too.
get old and we all get
13, you
naked.
start imagining, you know, things and women and this. And then I had to deal with that. I was like,
No.
oh, wow, this is very discouraging.
No.
But so I helped the lady out and then helped walk her to the couch. She sat on the couch. She's like, oh, thank you so much. And her husband, oh, thank you so much for helping. You know, I appreciate your help. I didn't know what to do. I said, yeah, okay, no problem. These are people, too, that I would have loved to say, you know what, go, you know what, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'd have done that, my parents would have torn me a new one. Hey, they need help, you go help
That's
them.
right, you do.
It doesn't matter how they treated us
Yeah.
or they don't want to talk to you or us or whatever. You go help them,
Yeah.
which they did end up saying. So after I helped them out, they went back to the same routine.
Mm-hmm.
No hellos, not talking to you,
Wow, that's a
nothing,
little
right?
surprising.
So guess what happens again? Same thing.
The lady fell?
Wife fell in the tub again. I said, okay. I went over there. Same situation. Helped her again.
They need to get some adhesive on the bottom of the tub.
I don't think the point of my story is them putting adhesive or non-skid on the bottom of
I'm
the
just
tub.
saying.
I mean, that's really...
I was adding a little extra in
The
there.
problem isn't... The problem was that the lady used a walker. She could barely hold herself up, so she's in a tub. The old man was very thin and very frail, so if she just even leaned over the boom,
that's
she was
it.
down. So here I go again to help them out again. When they always treated us like we were just inferior to them. Now, I told you about the family in front, right? There were issues at the little boy's house where he had to come to his grandparents' house to get away from problems at home.
Mm-hmm.
These people next door also, before this happened, had an adult daughter who was an alcoholic.
Alcoholic and drug addict.
Alcoholic drug addict, an adult daughter, with her teenage son living there as well, who was a drug addict.
Mm-hmm. They had a neighborhood.
The mother would get drunk, and the adult daughter, would get drunk and fight with her father, the old man. Police would come constantly, or the police would come because of the son. The grandson fighting with the mother. The police would come because the grandson was on drugs. The mother, their daughter, was bombed out of her mind. And these are people that saw us as inferior to them.
And the grandson would sit out back smoking pot.
Smoke.
Stink up the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever smelled. To be honest with you. I mean, that didn't bother me. I mean, the grandson we never had a problem.
No, in fact, I ran into him like 6-7 years ago. Because they still had the house, they lost it, whatever. And he was over there.
Yeah.
He cleaned his act up.
Yeah, we never had a problem with the kid. The kid, you just wanted to, listen. Look, his mother's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And we're talking somebody who was like obliterated on a daily basis. So the kid, no father, right?
No father.
Never knew any father. I don't.
No stability.
So the kid ends up being a drug addict. Wow, that's amazing. How did that happen?
Yeah.
How did that happen? But yet, at our house, we didn't have those issues. We didn't have problems in our house. We didn't have those problems. But yet they felt they were superior to us.
So you went back over a second time and...
And I think it was a third time. And I picked her up, same thing. And then they actually, after a while, she would say, oh, do you want some cookies or something? And she told her husband, go get him this. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, it's okay. I have to go. Thank you. No, it's okay. Thank you. But, I'm saying this because, here are people that didn't treat us very well.
Right, yeah.
Still, how I handled myself even as a teenager, which looking back now, I'm pretty surprised because, I didn't really have tolerance for people
So you did pretty well.
doing things like that. That's because of the way I was raised, right? Respect, you respect your elders, older people. The people in front were older people. They ended up moving away, of course, or dying. Died, yeah. I don't remember.
I think the wife
That's
died
moving
first, and then the little guy died.
Yeah, that part I don't remember. That was later on. Now I'm a little older now. I'm going out. I have a car, or whatever. I don't remember how they ended up. And next door, I know they died.
But then the other neighbor on the corner, he was fine.
Oh yeah, no, he was a great guy. I used to go over there. He was a riot.
Yeah.
The man was a riot.
Yeah, he was.
He
The
was
other neighbor?
hilarious. Yeah, on opposite corner. So that corner house with the house next to us was on the corner, and the other, it was a couple, an older couple too. They were a blast. I mean, he was funny as could be. That man, and we had good neighbors around us, but you know, it's just right the American way. Oh, you're different than me. This is a melting pot, right? People from everywhere, all cultures and this and that, and that's why we have so many issues. Oh, you talk different than me. You speak different than me. You have an accent, so you're inferior to me. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
really?
that's actually pathetic.
But your house, your home life is a disaster, and ours wasn't. And they were superior to us.
Yeah.
And my dad owned a boat company in Portugal. He fled Portugal because of politics, came here and opened another business, and we built boats and did yacht extensions, and we built 2 boats even for the Venezuelan Navy. You know? So my dad came here, started his business again. These people, you know, I don't know what they did, but I don't think they did much in their
retired,
lives.
yes.
Retired, yeah, but they didn't, you know, there's,
I didn't.
but they were superior. The reason I bring this up is I don't look back now and feel bad about that anymore, because you know what? I think it helped mold me into who I am. That's why I have gay friends, black friends, lesbian friends. Maybe it taught me that I don't want other people to feel like I had to feel.
I agree with you
You know?
100%.
So now I'm as an adult, I look back and I don't feel bad about it. It may help make me who I am today, I
It
guess.
shouldn't matter.
You know, I survived it. You know, it's okay. Now, am I comparing that to a person of color, an adult, being afraid of being pulled over by the police or whatever? Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. You know, I'll get into that in a minute or so. We're gonna take a short break. Again, it's not for you guys because you have a pause button and a rewind button. We don't. So we'll be back in
A blink of an eye.
a blink of an eye.
Hello, we're back.
We're back. So getting back to those 2 stories about, you know, being treated like that. You know, like I said, it most likely helped make me who I am today, right? I could be
Yeah.
bitter about it. Instead of being bitter about it, maybe remember the feeling and not want to do that to other
To
people.
other people, sure.
You know, that's why, you know, I have a friend, Mike, black man, Big Mike, actually. He's Big Mike because he's big. What is he, 6'4" or something like that? I'm 6. He's 4 inches taller than me. He asked me one day, just so for anybody's thinking I'm making comparisons. I'm not. Everything isn't about a comparison. Your experiences in your life are yours. Memories are yours, good or bad. And you don't have to compare to other people. They're still yours, right? You have to live with them.
Good or bad.
Good or bad. But Mike asked me one time, he goes, "Hey Lou, let me ask you a question." I said, "What is it, Mike?" He goes, "Do you know what it's like for a black man to be pulled over by a police officer?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were in the bar. I said, "Okay, Mike, how can I possibly know that?" And he
Yeah.
put his hand out. And I shook his hand. I don't know why. And he goes, "Thank you for saying that, because I have other friends that are like, yeah, I know. Yeah, of course I know. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I know." He goes, "No, you don't.
Yeah. How could you?
You don't."
Yeah.
And here's this 6'4" black man, you know, coming out of the car,
Yeah.
who is the nicest guy,
Yeah.
the nicest guy, funny as can be.
Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, I miss him. We got to get him here one day.
Uh,
We got to get him. He's funny. He's funny as hell. Him and I we always had such a great time. But you know, this COVID and all
Yeah,
this stuff,
no, the COVID.
I don't even. We don't even
How-
see anybody
How did you get the
anymore.
nickname Big Mike?
He's big.
Well, besides that,
I don't know.
all the nicknames at the bar?
Oh, because we have other mics.
Yeah, Black Mike was already taken.
No, we don't have. There was no black mics or anything. It was
What?
Big Mike. No. The bar I owned. Oh, and here's the logo for it.
Yeah.
It's not this anymore because I sold it
Yeah.
years ago. Was a very welcoming place.
Yeah.
We had people of all backgrounds in that bar because that's how I wanted it.
Yeah, but we don't let anybody. It's
Yeah, I remember seeing
COVID's
that one time
COVID's
when
so
these-
scary.
3 people walk in. They look like scumbags. You
Okay,
sit at
well,
the
you know, you
table,
get
Yeah.
people from
Each
all...
got
There's
got
all
their
different
their
types
beers.
of
They drank
people.
some cheap crap beer.
Right. I also had a
Yeah.
couple. I also had a couple from Kentucky that would come in the winter that owned racehorses. They were millionaires.
Yeah.
So you had
Yeah.
people of all
These
backgrounds.
guys, everybody at the bar, they're all talking to each other. You can tell. I mean, a couple of gay people, you can tell they were gay. They're talking to the black guy and the Chinese guy, and everybody's talking to each other and having fun. And these three assholes, they're sitting there looking around, and I could tell they felt it wasn't their place to be. They had their beer and they took
And
off.
good. And that's
Yeah,
and
it's
that's how I preferred it.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
That's how we preferred it because we had people that were all became friends, helped each
Yeah.
other out. It was a neighborhood bar. It's
Yeah.
not a club where nobody knows anybody.
Yeah.
But getting back to
It was like Cheers.
this.
One guy even had an assigned seat.
Getting back to this, so that's the reason I brought this up, too, is for, you know, in this case, I'm not glad that we were treated like that, but we were. It happened, no control over it. But I'm glad how I handled it. Looking back,
Yeah.
that I didn't, you know, get back at them or get them back or make them pay or, you know, I didn't do that. Crossed my mind many times,
No,
like I
you
said,
don't do
especially
that.
as a teenager. But I still helped that old lady, even though they wouldn't even say good morning, hello, nothing. Still helped them. So, to me, I took the high road. And as a kid, I took the high road. As adults, they took the low road. But they were superior. Right? But for our mental health, I think it's best when you have people like that. You don't have to battle with them and go back and forth with them and fight with them. You just get them out of your life. They just don't exist. A lot of people want, oh yeah, I'm going to get you back, or, you know, you're going to pay for this, or you just ignore them and get them out of your life. They don't exist. That's the best thing to do, in my opinion. Because, and those people filled with hatred, right,
There's a lot of people filled with hatred.
oh, are you kidding me?
A lot.
Are you kidding me? We have people of religion in this country. They're very religious. They love Israel. There's just one problem. They hate Jews. Right?
Oh, yeah.
How is that going to work out for you? You love Israel, but you hate Jews. Okay, you have a problem there. That's a big problem. Good luck with that one. And they hate.
Yeah.
They will say hate.
Yeah,
Hate,
they
hate,
do.
hate, hate, hate. But Jesus taught them to love everyone. Really? Who did he teach? Not you.
Yeah.
Didn't teach you that. Didn't teach you that.
No, there's no way.
That just didn't take. Those lessons with you didn't take.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's I don't want to get deep into religion, but for those of you, most of you know this, the white supremacists, KKKs, all these racist people, they're not atheists. They don't consider themselves atheists. They consider themselves Christians.
Gosh.
They will lynch someone if they can get away with it. But they're Christians. They're God-fearing Christians. But if they could lynch someone, they would. Wow. Like I said the other day, if Jesus was to return, would it be atheists that would harm him?
No.
The atheist would say, wow, I had it all wrong. Hey, there's Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they would say.
There's
I had
Jesus.
it all wrong.
There's Jesus.
Yeah.
These Christians
Yeah.
that use his name to make money would go, okay, wait a minute. He's going to mess up my shit. This guy, because it was those of religion that did him in the first time anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't the atheists. So, you know, the cynicism. I mean, it's just ridiculous how people sit in these churches and, you know, they're in trances and this and that and Jesus, love your enemy like you love yourself and blah, 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 blah. And then they hate everybody that doesn't look like them or sound like them as they're leaving church.
Or worship like them.
It just amazes me. And then we ask ourselves, God, the world is such a mess. Yeah, and it really is. Again, look at Afghanistan, right? Look at that. Just blew up a mosque. Killed, 40 people or 41 people died. Suicide bomber. That only happens in those other countries, though. Oh, no, wait, we have school shootings here and things like that constantly, murders. We have all that here, too.
Well, we've got a violent country. It's had a violent history.
Of course.
In our DNA,
It's,
Of course.
basically.
And that's why we need to look out for ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to look out for our families.
Yeah.
We need to stay away from the hate because the hate is just poison. You know, that's all it is. You know, if you want to hate, live your life through hate, anger, raise your blood pressure, poison your body, let that hate poison your body, make you ill, age you, you know, do all that.
yeah.
If that's what you choose to do. You do all that. I know
I mean, look at the guy that killed Medgar Evers. He was full of hate. They finally got him. Finally jailed him in '96 or whatever. He finally went to trial for a third time, and they finally found him guilty. Lost his appeal, but he was a member of the Klan, a bunch of other organizations, and he was just full of hate.
there are a lot of people full of hate. You can have a neighbor that's full of hate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're not born with it. You're taught it.
Yeah, and I don't understand how people. You know, the other thing too that ignorance is ignorance and stupid. Like I said, I think I said it. I don't know if it was last week or the week
You
before.
can't fix Stephen?
It's 2 weeks ago. Stupid is very difficult to fix. When you don't have a mirror in your house, I don't understand because you need to get one. When you look in the mirror and you see yourself as superior to other people that don't look like you or sound like you, you know, I just don't get that.
I don't get that either.
And the ignorance of people thinking, like Archie Bunker, like we mentioned, right? If these racist people see a successful person of color, they think that person's success is taking from them. They're not successful because there's only a limited amount of success available, right? And that person's success, well, that success I could have had, but he's got it. I mean, that's just stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid.
That is just stupid and ignorant.
Or even the issue with immigration. You got all these black and brown people coming in, but they're going to take away all your jobs, all your money. They're going to take away all your welfare, which, if they're illegal, you can't take. And that doesn't happen because most of them are doing all these menial jobs.
Well, we want to say this, that, you know, these people are coming in and taking our jobs. Why don't you call credit card companies and your banking company and you hear, hello, can I help you? This is Ashish, can I help you? Right? They're not coming here to take your jobs. Corporations here are sending the jobs overseas. That's what they're doing. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, and his daughter, where were their products manufactured? In Kentucky? Alabama? Texas? Must have been Texas.
No, it was in the world's factory, China.
Yeah, it must have been Texas because the people in Texas think, he's one of us. He's one of us. Really? Then you really need to look at the history of Donald Trump. Donald Trump would spit on you.
Yeah.
Would spit on you. Okay? Where his ties, all of his things, where were they made? China, Thailand, Indonesia. And if there's any Trumper watching, which I highly doubt, oh, that ain't true. Really? Go look it up. Oh, that's right. You don't look things up.
Yeah, then you got
That's
people
right.
here
You don't look things up.
losing their jobs, to all these jobs that are farmed overseas. And in many cases, there's people who committed suicide because they couldn't handle the stress of not having a job and providing for their families.
It's getting harder and harder. Manufacturing has become...
The stress is just affecting people's mental health like you wouldn't believe.
Of course. Absolutely. I agree with, I mean...
But the point I was trying to make, I wasn't making fun of people in India. I'm just saying that, let's be honest, it's not that, oh, people are coming in here and taking our jobs. No, there are companies closing down offices here to go... I have to deal with India on a daily basis. With American companies, I have to deal with India. As a matter of fact, there was one time I asked to be transferred to the United States because I could not understand the person speaking.
Yeah.
Because the accent was so strong, and we're dealing in finances and numbers. I couldn't understand them. I asked to be transferred to the United States. I was put on hold. I was transferred to another person in India. The connection was so bad, it was not doable. I asked to be transferred to the United States again. I was transferred to a third person in India. Okay. I again asked to be transferred to the United States. I was then transferred to the Philippines.
Which is not much better.
That is a true story. I was transferred to the Philippines. No one I spoke to was qualified to do anything. That lady from the Philippines was actually a very nice lady. She did transfer me to the United States, and then what I had to accomplish took me less than 10 minutes. Once I got that person in the United States. This is a true story. The entire call from when I started until I finished took me 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's absolutely absurd.
But when I finally got someone here,
Then it
took me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Less than 10 minutes
you had to do that 45
to do
minutes.
that call that I needed to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at all the money these companies are saving by doing this.
Right, but
That's
that's-
the whole
yeah,
deal
but
is making money.
that-
They-
Right,
that's
but
what-
that's the obvious. Everybody
Yeah,
knows that.
yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is this creates hatred with people thinking that, oh, all these people are coming to take our jobs. Yeah, they're coming to pick fruit. Were you looking for that job? Did you send in your resume to go pick fruit? Oh, I ain't doing that.
Or work in the slaughterhouse.
Oh, you're not doing that? Yeah, or work in the slaughterhouse. Was that a job you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no, I'm doing that.
Then they're not taking your job.
Okay, then,
How is that?
you know, I don't, what do you,
Make sense out of that.
do they take certain people's jobs? Of course, right? Just like if I move to another country and I got a job there, I'm probably taking somebody's job there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these companies, they're greed. But people, capitalism is the way to go. Of course, okay, fine. But there's no patriotism in capitalism.
Mm-mm.
But when people are coming here, as your ancestors did, but listen, there's a group of people here where we live from a certain country. I'm not going to say what it is. They immigrate here. There are people that they come on boats. They get to come here to where we live. But they're against immigration from other countries. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and most of them vote Republican too.
Of course, they're very right wing.
Yeah.
They came here on boats and whatever way they can, but they're against immigration from other countries.
Yeah.
And they also were the ones that wanted Ronald Reagan to be president forever. Remember, they used to protest in the streets. They wanted Ronald Reagan to be president forever because they believe in democracy. So we want a dictator. They fled a left-wing dictatorship. They want to create a right-wing dictatorship. Just very intelligent things we talk about sometimes. I got to go have, like we did yesterday, we had our Coronas. We had a few Corona beers because we're vaccinated now. So we can drink Corona beer. Because the other intelligent thing is when Corona came out, Corona beer sales went down. Because there are so many smart people saying, wait a minute, I'm not drinking beer named Corona because I don't want to get the coronavirus.
That was so absurd.
I feel like I need to go buy an island.
That was stupid beyond stupid, but
no,
people are stupid.
Oh, we'll come up with more stupid things than that.
That was really...
This is why I'm just saying, common sense,
Yeah.
common sense, common sense. When you have people around you that lack common sense or are full of hatred, or plain stupid. I'm sorry, there are people that are just plain stupid. I am not going to drink Corona beer because I don't want to get the virus. And this is, and I say, and
It's funny, but it's true.
and we say that we're over medicated. I don't know. Maybe we're under medicated. Maybe we need more medications. A medication for stupid. Because if you come up with a medication for stupid, there's so many people that after their third or fourth dose, pop the pill and go, holy hell, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I've been an idiot my whole life. Wow, these pills are awesome. Oh, wait a minute, now I got diarrhea because it's one of the side
Of course
effects.
it's a side effect.
It's one of the side effects. I got
Yeah, pills for
diarrhea.
that.
Hey, you gotta take another one for that.
Yeah, now I got
Or
diarrhea
constipation.
and blurred vision
That's always
and this, but I just realized, holy hell, I'm an idiot. I believe things that are just absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the flat earthers too.
Yeah.
I mean, there had to be somebody watching this saying, okay, that is not true. He's got to be lying. He's got to be lying. And I suggested, look up flat earthers.
Yeah.
Again, I'm curious. I'm curious as to what happens when you get to the edge.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this on, I think it was YouTube or something, about if the earth was flat, the cats would have kicked everything off the edge by now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but what happens when you get to the edge? Is it like the Truman Show? There's a door or something? You know, remember the Truman Show?
There's a nice little picket fence.
Oh yeah, you got
I-
the steps and then there's the door.
So I'm sure somebody who saw that must have been saying, okay, he's making that up. I'm not making this up. There are things that are so stupid that when I hear about them, I'm like, holy hell, you can't even make this
I
stuff
didn't.
up.
I was shocked at it too. Remember, not too far back, I had to Google or YouTube it or whatever.
What, you didn't believe me?
No, it's not that I didn't believe
believe
you.
me
It's
flat
just,
out,
it's just.
It's
so,
too ridiculous to believe.
Yeah, it's.
It's too, too ridiculous to believe.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Yeah, but then you
There's
you
no
got all
words to
these
say to
people
that.
blindly believe what these assholes are telling
Yeah.
them.
Well, you know, it's if I can sit here,
Watermelon.
if I can sit here with a bunch of people, and they're all in a trance, and I'm going, "Galadidu baba, sara maridi baba, sara bidi baba bullshit," and they're giving me money because that's me talking to God. That's pretty ridiculous too. I'm sorry to
it
say,
really is.
right? That's pretty ridiculous.
I need money, so I'm going to start my own church. I've just signed up for a course on how to speak in tongues. Yes, you can go online and learn how to speak in tongues. Okay? And it's going to
Or
be...
you could just be self-taught,
I
really.
wouldn't
'cause
even-
Yeah,
it's
it's
just-
going to be the Holy Church of Infinite Riches.
yeah,
We're
you
going to
can.
take, besides, regular cash and credit cards and checks, we're going to take gold and silver bullion, crypto.
Cryptocurrency.
The house, the deed to your house. So we're really...
Yeah, we can laugh about all that, but you know, like I was saying last week, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to bring it up again for the reason of this. They don't, like I said, they're not asking you, hey, do you have a lot of money? Are you doing really well? Then give money to God. No. Are you struggling with cancer? Do you have
They
cancer?
prey on the weak. They go after.
If you lost
yeah.
your job,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
God is healing someone right now, that has a yeast infection.
Oh God!
I'm sorry, I saw a whole bunch of
What the
commercials on that
heck?
last night. It was a yeast infection.
Really took that one to the-
It was a bunch of commercials of nothing but problems. I had to change the channel. I couldn't take anymore. But anyway, they'll say, "Oh yes, God is healing someone of a yeast
Oh,
infection
that
right
is
now."
so. I don't know who you are.
They'll never say somebody out there is out of beer. Send us $20. We'll send you a case of beer.
But-
They'll never
No,
say
that's-
that.
But let me
nothing.
finish the
That's
point
not
because I
what's
keep
that.
losing track here. But that's they'll sit there on TV, you know, and they're seeing it, they're visualizing it, because that person is sending in because the number is there for you to donate, for you to send in money, of course, for you to call in, and then some of these televangelists, you hear all the phones ringing in the background.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Like it was the old Jerry Lewis telephones.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember that
yeah.
on TV?
Yeah.
Did you watch
Yeah,
them as a kid?
yeah, I've seen
so
them here and
you know,
there.
oh, so here's someone with a yeast infection, and they sent in money. Praise Jesus, and that person is healed. And then there's that lady sitting there telling her husband,
I just
"Hey,
got
I have a
that-
yeast infection," and the husband's like,
Okay,
"Really?
Get off the yeast infection.
Really? I didn't need to know that, but thanks for sharing." And she's like, "Yeah, but I didn't get healed." Well, you're not sending them money either, I can tell you that. You know, you're not sending them money. But is that not ridiculous as well?
Yeah.
Flat, the earth is flat. Okay, the earth is flat. Ridiculous. A televangelist will heal you. God will heal you through them. They'll heal you.
Yeah.
If you send them money. If you don't send in money, God's like, "Sorry, bud. What do you work for free? I don't."
Yeah.
Right? That's what God's saying.
Well-
you work for free?
At their church services, they do have these show healings where the people aren't paying. They're paying them. But
Yeah, and they're crippled people that they walked in. They have the wheelchair behind the stage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get in the wheelchair. Oh, you're gonna be the guy in the wheelchair today.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Wasn't I
that's
I was the guy in the wheelchair last week, wasn't I? No, that was the other
Oh,
guy.
that's-
yeah, you get the
horrible.
crutches this week.
Okay, I get to, okay. And then when I touch you, make sure you flop like a fish, a fish out of water,
Gyrate.
and do that. But anyway, we talked about these things. So to try to get somebody, people watching, you might say, "Okay, I'm not one of those people," but you might know one of those people. It may be a parent, it may be a grandparent, a family member, a friend that you have to look out for, right? Like I said, like these televangelists, with somebody's beginning stages of Alzheimer's, is hooked on these people, is desperate, confused, going through so much, right? Or the husband, the wife has Alzheimer's and the husband's an elderly person, is thinking, well, you know what, if I send them money, maybe they'll cure Alice, or, you know, God will heal Alice. That's why we talk about this. You got to look out for other people. Look out for them. If don't be one of those people that say, "Yeah, that's not going to happen with me. I don't care," and then find out it happened to somebody else in your family. Look out for people. Look out for each other.
Friend, anybody, yeah.
Same thing with this hatred. You know what? You know someone who's full of hatred, whatever. Stay the hell away from them. Just stay away from them. Yeah, but they're okay with me. Yeah, but they're not okay. They may be okay with you, but they're not okay to be filled with hatred. So, well, we are going to get going, and we didn't talk much about depression, but again, this is not all about depression. This is about also quality of our lives and our mental health, and staying away from situations we need to stay away from, and people we need to stay away from to protect ourselves, so we can make ourselves stronger instead of being around people that will bring us down. And that's up to us. That's on us to do that. Not on other people. Make sure you treat me nice. No. This person, I need to stay away from. Done. Because my mental health and my physical health is important to me. And I'm protecting myself. This is why we talk about these things. All right, so you going to be here next week, or?
We'll see.
If not, well, we'll get the party going again.
Oh, gosh. I'll be here.
Oh, going back to preachers. Go on YouTube, look up the farting preacher. It's hilarious.
Oh, that one, yeah. The farting
Actually,
preacher.
that was kind of funny. We just watched something about that, but anyway. Well, thank you for joining.
All right, folks, and we'll see you next week. And if you can, please follow us on, subscribe to YouTube, give us a like. And again, if you want to send us an email, you can go through the website, send us an email, and share your thoughts as well. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.